Hello, everyone. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you for being here, my friends. Thank you for your practice, most of all. And I want to talk about that for a moment. This is just a brief video announcement that I want to post on the channel because I really need your feedback. We have a new addition to our Sangha from Miami, Florida. And she's been, I love her energy. She's making a lot of suggestions, and not a lot, but making suggestions, and she's reminding me of where I was with this channel a decade ago, or even further back. And I've tried some things over the years, and here's where this video will start to make sense to you. I have heard from some of you all over the world, in Eastern Bloc countries, Northern Europe, or in Australia, other places, who have wanted to go to the Threefold Lotus Kun bookstore and had troubles dealing with international things like customs and shipping and costs and blah, 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 blah. And I tried to address that a long time ago by putting what's called Epubs or electronic books available. So you don't have to ship anything. You can just, for a much smaller donation, you can more affordably get the book. But, not everyone wants to read a book on their ebook reader or their phone or their computer or so on and so forth. And it's become over the years much more ubiquitous. But I tried that on Lulu. Lulu didn't have, my publisher didn't have a really great engine for doing it. It cluttered up the bookstore in that it duplicated the books, and that it's like there was so much to go through. I started to worry that, and still, I used to revise the books much more often. Now they've kind of settled into a place, and we recently ran into a problem with one of the books that I kind of panicked about because I want to give you guys the most correct information I can. Yeah. And I went back to Lulu, and this gal I was talking about, this member of our Sangha, had some suggestions, and so she made me revisit. She didn't do that, but because of her suggestions, right? I started revisiting, how can I do this? Because everybody wants to. What do I mean by that? If I do it on Dropbox, I have to pay a greater subscription fee so I can put all the books there, not just the one. And, they charge for space. And then how do I handle the logistics? How do I click through? Because Dropbox doesn't collect money. They don't pay out. So I'd have to do that through my own website. Oh, my own website, I can't do it because they want more money for me to upload these PDFs. They're too large of a file. They won't allow it unless I chunk out some more change. Like I said, everybody wants their penny, right? And I don't want this to be cost prohibitive. These teachings should be easily accessible. And that's always my guiding principle, yeah? How can I do this? Short of creating a massive website with text of each of these things. Anyway. But I want to be that resource where you can go and get whatever you need. So I investigated my publisher's site again. They have evolved a lot in the EPUB space. And I thought, well, let me try this out with this one book that we've had trouble with recently. And I've updated the print book. And if you're not aware, I'm talking about this book, The Profound Meanings of the Daimoku. And, this book has over 200 pages. It's not a small book, 208. So it's a reasonably large file if you're thinking web logic, internet logic, right? So how could I do this to make this easily accessible so that anyone all over the world could have access to it, not have to worry about customs and shipping and all of that? That's the really appealing thing about an electronic book. for me anyway, from my perspective. So this is what I did. I went on to my threefoldlotus.com site, and I put a link on the home page. When you land on threefoldlotus.com, you land on this index page. You'll recognize the graphic, right? Hopefully this moves. So that's the top of the page, right? If you scroll down just a little bit, there we have the ebook. You notice the cover's a little bit different. And for $5.43, so I make about $4.50 as a donation. And no shipping, no other costs, and you get it immediately. It's electronic. It's not. I like a physical book, right? I like to hold on to something and mark the pages and all that, but not everybody needs that. If you want the print copy, you can go to the bookstore, lulu.com/spotlight/Quoon, right? And you can find this book on the bookstore, and you can buy the print copy. I think it's a little over $18, something like that. But then there's going to, depending on where you are, there's going to be shipping, blah, 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 right? But this ebook, when you click this link here, that will send you to Lulu. There's Lulu, right? And there it is, the same book. You can see it's clearly marked an ebook, and add to the cart, and then it's yours. I'm not sure. Maybe they send you a link to download. I'm not sure how that works, but it's paid for. There's no shipping. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. Right? And you've got the book. And you can read it at your convenience, right? So, and then I thought, well, if this works, if people try this and it alleviates that stress of shipping and all of that other, then perhaps on the threefoldlotus.com site, the simple HTML site that I'm always referencing as a source. Oh my goodness. I hate this old age crap. Come on, throat, work with me. All right. So, what if I put a book page link on the site? I have on the other pages. If you go to the study page, do I have an image of that? Why isn't it showing up? Hello. Oh well. All right. So on the study page, with all the links that I send you guys to all the time. I wonder. Let me do this. There it is. There is on the side there, you see home, forms, donate, membership, books, mission, blah, blah, blah. Books, that link right now sends you to Lulu, the bookstore. So that's how you can get there from threefoldlotus.com. And there's a separate link at the bottom of that stack that says Big Book. So you can go directly to the Big Book of Buddhism, right? I should double check and make sure that's still working. Website maintenance. It's like I could use a web developer, but that's who I are, I guess. One of my many hats. But what if I added a book there, a link there, that under books, let's say, that said ebooks. And by clicking it, you would go to a page on threefoldlotus.com, and it would just be a list of ebooks, links, that would take you to Lulu to purchase the e-version, the electronic version of the book. No shipping or anything. Just a list of the books, strictly ebooks. So you'd have a choice. Go to the books links for print, and go to the ebooks links to get a page of, and the reason I would do the page separately is this. I haven't said this yet, but in order to keep the bookstore uncluttered, and I've been removing them. There might still be some there, and I still have to remove them. Old ebook versions. I think I've gotten rid of most of them. There's a lot of books on the bookstore, and so when I was previously doing electronic versions, it would just double up and clutter. You couldn't get through all the books. It was just a mess, and it wasn't really clear when you clicked on the book cover what edition you were getting. You know, how come the book? When I came here yesterday and it was $17, and now it's $5. What's going on? It wasn't obvious that one was an ebook and one was the print book, right? So Lulu has this facility that when I made this ebook, and this one, if you go to the bookstore and you look for it, you won't find it. It's not listed. The only way you can get to this ebook is through the link. And I think, now you let me know your comments on that. Is that a good idea, or would you rather have them both on the bookstore, just easy peasy, one place to go? I kind of like segregating them so there's less confusion. And I could list all the ebook connections. You still go through Lulu, and they handle the logistics of the money and the payout and all that. So I don't have to create a commerce engine on my website. See, that's the behind the scenes. But I can make a page with a bunch of links and know that all those links go solely to the electronic version. You know, I know, Lulu knows. But if you want a print book, you go to the bookstore and then you look for the book and you buy the print version. Keep them separate. That's my thinking. Let me know. I want your thoughts on this. Right now, I'm just doing it with that one book, the Profound Meanings of the Daimoku. But there are several other books, like The Independent Practice, like The Big Book, like several other collections. It doesn't have to be every book on the site, but some of these are just books that I don't even have on the Lulu website because they're just books I created for my own study, But maybe as an electronic book, if that's still popular out there or simply available to you, maybe putting some of those books on my own website without going through the print process, just electronically, make those study sources available to you. A lot of that I've done with the PDFs and on the website, just simple sections, yeah. I have to be careful here, mindful of copyright, but most of the information that's collected by me on Buddhism isn't by other current living researchers. They're ancient writings that have been translated over many, many years, right? Centuries. So making us one funnel for you to come to this information, that's very much within what I consider my purview. Anyway, this question of print or electronic, how does it appeal to you? Are ebooks a thing, or am I wasting my time? They may be more of a thing, quote unquote, for those of you in other countries, other continents, because of that shipping thing, Why do I want to pay $80 for a book that costs $18 because of all the shipping and customs and blah, blah, blah? Those are just numbers I'm pulling out of the air, but, right? So maybe an electronic version would be a way to subvert that whole mess, and you would have it instantly. So, what about that? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments or email me if you know of a better way. tlksylvain@gmail.com. I'll be curious to hear from you. And I'm not going to invest days of coding and design and blah 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 to create a page if there's no call for it. If you guys go, oh, ebooks, I'll just deal with the print. That's valid. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. As long as I can keep Lulu on their toes and me on my toes, making sure Lulu's on their toes so that you get the correct editions of the books. I can't believe that happened. Anyway, let me know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Work with me. And it's all about providing the greatest resource for your study. That's the only reason I'm doing all of this. Well, not the only reason. I get a great deal of satisfaction and reward pursuing this is my bodhisattva effort, right? So, helping me accomplish that, we become cohorts, many in body, one in mind. Thank you, fellow bodhisattvas. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Watch your health, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Myoho Renge Kyo.